Hey, true believers, it's Englentine here with a review of Iceman number 6. I'm trying to get back to doing comic book reviews and touching upon the drama as it happens rather than making that a central focus. Now, I haven't done an Iceman review in 3 issues, but this one just needed one. Oh my God, did it lose the plot. On a live stream, I once said you could tell how much I liked an issue by the length of the review. Like if it was short, basically I went, hey, it's great, go on and pick it up. And if it's long, holy crap, was that. I don't know how long this one's going to be because I don't know if it's going to be one of those typical read it all the way through and joke every moment, or if I'm just going to have to lose it and talk about the themes. Either way, kick back, relax, and here we go. At first, I'm not sure what to think of the cover. Obviously, they're going for the photograph look. It's a little hazy. It's capturing them. Now, they're drawing Iceman with kind of a gayish-looking look here, but that was before, so I don't know. It's not horrible, and I know the idea they're going for, but because it's not made clear why it's hazy, it just kind of looks drab. Los Angeles. This is criminal. As if we couldn't get crapped on anymore. Seriously, this is... Maybe it's Black Widow's death that's got you twisted, Bobby, but is this really that big of a deal? I thought you were the spirit of vengeance, Blaze. This requires major scorn. Our old HQ is a frickin' gem. All of it. You're really letting this get to you. Because it's whack, Warren. We were local heroes and our building is a fitness franchise. And by the way, get used to this because basically all of Bobby's dialogue is... I mean, really, what did they do to this character? Bobby is grieving in his way, Angel. To quell mine own pain, I punch rocks. We all have our methods, Hercules. I had it all planned. We were going to pour one bat for Black Widow on the roof. I've been keeping a flask of vodka chilling in my bum pocket all day. Okay, back pocket? Guys say back pocket? He never said bum pocket ever in 50 freaking years. And then, of course, they say what now and head to a bar. And this is the problem right away. And this is what a lot of people have had a problem with, is that Bobby, as soon as they announced he's gay, wasn't written as Bobby anymore. And don't expect him to be written as Bobby anywhere near this issue. The next couple of pages are actually okay. I mean, at least it's not as bad as the rest. They go into a bar. Bobby actually makes a joke that Bobby would have made. A demon, an angel, and Greek god walk into a bar. They kind of joke, because it looks like a setup. So, okay, that's fine. And then, of course, they talk about their memories of when they first met Natasha. Now, Bobby doesn't want to mention the first time he met Natasha. And honestly, the rest of the scene isn't all that bad either. I mean, granted, they're treating Bobby a little bit different than I would have. But overall, you're just getting a team together and they're talking about a fallen comrade. Fine, that works. But then things go way off the rails as Bobby and Warren are sitting down having their conversation. They look off into the horizon, top right panel. They see this big old Sentinel head way out there. Look how big it is from that distance, and imagine how large the whole robot has to be that we find out that this woman is working on in her backyard. And from her dialogue, she wants to get it walking so she could prove to somebody that she can do some sort of work to get a job. That's what we know about it. And Bobby and Angel show up and are like, hey, no, you can't build that. We got to destroy it because it's a symbol of hate. And even though she says it's a movie prop and it's not Bobby's, he says, I don't care, and he destroys it. This is exactly the kind of thing you see from Antifa, where it's like you just cannot talk to them and try to explain any kind of logic. They've got their agenda, and by God, they're going to make sure it goes through. And it's not even for anything. This is a Sentinel. Shouldn't they try to clear it out? If he's afraid that it's going to come to life and destroy something, should they not be trying to completely destroy it? Maybe take it out of the backyard to somewhere safer? And then as they're flying off, oh, we were having a bad day. Besides, I don't like that. I mean, you have to think about okay, every scene has to be conveying some sort of information, either about the story itself or the characters. And it has nothing to do with the story, so all this is doing is conveying the information that Bobby throws hissy fits and he's incredibly self-centered. Why, thank you. That's the kind of character we need to hang around for a while. But then again, Bobby's been self-centered since the first issue, the way he would attack his parents and such. Of course, the parents are written horribly as well. Here is another example, though, of the fact that I don't think Sina Grace or however you want to pronounce it really understands how to get us to care about a character. If you're not going to give us any kind of insight into their thinking, then we're not going to connect. And it seems like there's so much interest in showing how much Bobby Drake doesn't care about things that we can't care about Bobby Drake. And that's not the way he used to be. And I'm not saying that Bobby Drake was an ultimate character back in the day, because he was always just off to the side. So anyway, Kitty Pryde's writing to him. How are y'all doing out there? Is Warren okay? Bobby, just okay. It's nice to share a suite with brooding Warren. I've needed the quiet time. No joke, this trip is so weird. I thought coming to LA would be a breath of fresh air, would maybe bring some peace about Natasha's death. Why they're even worried about a superhero death anymore is surprising. Instead, I'm just reminded of a lifetime of dumb decisions. I can't believe I let Professor Xavier pay to have me come here to pursue what? Accounting? Okay, now that was why he went during the Champions years. We were all talking last night about the fun we had as champions, but what was it for? I was just a dumb kid that everyone teased. And here I like this. What's the TLDR? I'm sorry, if somebody asks you that, and I just found out it means too long, don't read. If somebody asks you that, they are so not interested in what you have to say, so just get it over with. And then he says, I don't know. I just can't tell if I'm any different or still the idiot student who runs around trying stuff on to see what fits. And then he talks about maybe going back to school to be an Omega level at my life. Which I'm going to call it right here. And this is my biggest problem with this issue. This is why I think this issue stands out as so freaking bad. Even though we've already had bad issues since issue number 1. This is the worst because he's writing young Bobby. He's not writing 30-something Bobby. He's writing teenage Bobby. Everything that is happening to Bobby right now, all the dialogue, all the situations, everything should be happening to a younger kid trying to find his way in the world, not a 30-year-old man who should be already on the way. So in 2 weird edits on the same page, Bobby goes from the last page where he was entering a bookstop to outside the bookshop, talking to somebody, waiting in a line. He has no book in his hand, and then it edits that he's got a book in his hand and he's reading it. And, of course, the book he's reading is Born This Gay. And I'm sorry, Bobby was not born this gay. He was made this way by a telepath and a very bad writer. This right here made me wonder, how should I proceed with the criticism? How should I proceed really just talking about this book? Because on one hand, you can go from dialogue to dialogue trying to find it. It would end up just being a whole bunch of gay jokes. But what it comes down to, and what the central theme to this entire thing is the fact that, like I said before, this is all based upon the fact that somebody is finding themselves. This is a story for a younger man. If this was the teenager, if this was the teenage Bobby, it would absolutely fit. It would make sense. There would be something to it. But unfortunately, they are treating a 30-year-old like a 17-year-old. If this book was about 17-year-old Iceman, it would not be as bad. And here we have a villain's lair-filled warehouse. Basically, this is the person that's building the Sentinels for what turns out to be a movie. And she says, let's get these Sentinels fighting the X-Men. So apparently, and this is bad writing again, this special effects warehouse is going to shoot a movie of the Sentinels fighting Bobby Drake and Angel. They got these Sentinels working. And so it gets condescending. Now, I'm not homosexual. I can't speak, but I can say this. If I were treated like this, I would feel a little bit insulted. They actually go through the whole checklist here. Bobby worries about his appearance like a woman. I look good, right? Like, not too basic, not too weird. And he needs reassurance from his male friends. You look handsome. You're one of the finest warriors. Hercules looks even more gay than Bobby does. The most masculine person here is the woman. And then he sees his date. Oh, there's my date. That's Judah. We couldn't tell. And then, it shows Johnny Blaze. Now, why he isn't in that group already, I guess they were pressed for a panel or something. So they added this completely useless scene. Anyway, back to Bobby showing effeminate traits that he has not shown for 50 years. He runs into the arms of his newly met boyfriend. And why the hell are you on time? You said 9. In LA, that means 10:30. Punctuality is a shocker here. Where are your friends? Drinking yours? Dancing. Let's. And of course, they rush off to the dance zone because we're gay. Working at a theme park, you're going to make a lot of gay friends. And I can tell you, all of the gay people I know would be very polite and actually meet the family, the friends, or whomever were brought to be met. And then, of course, the party starts. But this is just, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous. Because right away it becomes, once again, a lesson on how to be gay. As if there are actual different rules for how to live. I've never done this before. Just do what feels natural. I mean, come on. This is written by a gay man. He doesn't know that he's a normal person. He's just gay. Am I wrong to get insulted here? I'm insulted here. I'm not even homosexual. I'm insulted because this is written as if gay people aren't normal people. Okay, so Iceman's gay. It's done. But can't he be written like Iceman? I mean, they are literally saying that he's not himself. There has been a change here. In order to be one, you can't be the other. It's not like he's acting like himself plus, okay, he's homosexual. It's like the fact that they announced he's homosexual changed his entire personality. And so, of course, they have Bobby saying, this is my first time dancing with a guy. I'm pretty good, right? He's salsa dancing. He's grinding up against his leg, which if you look around at the other gay guys, they're the only ones doing that. Yes, you're a certified gay now. Do I get a card? Enamel pin. Okay. How are you feeling about trying for a first gay kiss? Only one way to find out. And then, of course, the biggest thing in the panel is basically, the thumbnail. 2 guys kissing. And as I said on the thumbnail, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Why do you think this is a big deal? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the homosexual gay. Oh my gosh, look, 2 guys are kissing. We have never seen that before. Nothing, no complaint is about 2 guys kissing. Okay? It's about making a 50-year-old character who has actually dated women into a gay character. This could have been a better story done with a 17-year-old Bobby. But no, you had to go. Everything about this book is about a kid finding his way, and they gave it to the middle-aged guy. Okay, so let me get... You know what I found out also? Nobody cares shuts a lot of people up. I've seen it on Twitter. This woman, oh, and look, I've got my lesbian covered. Nobody cares. We've seen it. We've seen women kiss. And here we go. You know what? We've seen men kiss. Nobody cares. Just to reiterate, the only people who have a problem with this are the people who have a problem with the fact that it's a 50-year-old character that was all of a sudden turned gay because of some sort of bizarre therapy conversion done by a telepath. As far as the homosexual men kissing, guys, we've seen it before. We don't care. Sina, don't care. The only people who care are the ones who are trying to make a point out of it. And just to attack the counterpoint before the counterpoint is made, but some people don't like gay people. Yeah, not enough. Sorry, yeah, there's always going to be some sort of bigots off to the side of lines. They don't care either. Nobody cares. Stop trying to make a big deal out of something that stopped being a big deal at Brokeback Mountain. So Bobby's new boyfriend says, hey, let's go back to my place and bone. Bobby says, sure, that sounds fine to me, when they hear a ruckus outside. And we see all of the Sentinels that the special effects company were creating. The special effects company that could not get a job made sure that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Sentinels were operating. They had the money to make operational 8 Sentinels, and they're saying they can't get a job. You have the money, 8 Sentinels. Just saying. Want to get that out there. 8 Sentinels operational now for a company that couldn't get a job. Now, putting aside Dr. Evil levels of stupidity here, then they think the best way to get a job is to get these Sentinels that they had the money to make operational attack people, because the PR would make it so that they could get a job. Not a good plan. And in another bit of bad writing, we have Iceman zooming around the Sentinels. He sees his friends and say, hey, here come my friends. And then even though he's nowhere near them, he's standing in front of them now to be the champion. So yay, there you go. When all is said and done, this book was a misfire from start to finish. I mean, it's a misfire to make older Bobby gay, and when it should clearly be the younger Bobby. That's the story that Sina's trying to tell. He's trying to tell a coming out story. He's trying to tell somebody who's finding themselves. Bobby's been established. Robert Drake, 30-year-old Robert Drake, has been established. This is definitely for the younger one, and it would be more acceptable had it been that way, because it wouldn't be a 50-year-old character, and Sina Grace would still be able to tell the story. That's where this thing is falling apart. I mean, take away the fact that, yes, they made a 50-year-old character gay, and you still have a weak story based on what they're trying to tell and whom they're trying to tell it with. Now, I would handle it differently, understanding that they are not going to change him back to heterosexuality. This is Iceman from here on to the end of days. Okay, this is an overcorrection. That's how I would handle it. See, he's writing, Sina Grace is writing Iceman as a gay man seen through the eyes of a bigot. This is how a bigot thinks gay people act all of the time, and Sina Grace is characterizing Bobby that way. Now, this is an overcorrection because Bobby has lived a lie for all these years that he swung the pendulum all the way across, and he's trying to act what he thinks gay people are supposed to act. And at some point, I would have him meet real gay people to tell him, you know what? You're acting crazy. Then again, I could be wrong, and someone might take offense at my using the term real gay people. So, you know, like they're all supposed to act in one certain way. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? Have you read this book? Do you like this book? Does anybody really like Iceman now? Let me know in the comments below. If you do, if you don't, what did you think? What do you think about my opinion on things, or the fact that I think Sina Grace is writing him like a bigot thinks gay people do? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, you know the drill. You've heard it in a million videos before. Click like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you miss nothing. Also, if you don't mind and you do like our videos, head on over to Patreon or to VIDME. Drop $1 in the till and help us keep our lights on and help us keep making these videos that we so enjoy doing, even if it means we read a book like this. We'd like to thank everybody who's already doing that, and to everyone, all of the true believers out there, thank you very, very much for watching.